not able to win a penalty for that, that's for sure. And he is left there as Kenya break forward at the other end. Are we going to see a goal this afternoon in Kampala? Kamabiliat for Zimbabwe. Driving forward ahead of him is Marshall Munetsi, the captain. Can the skipper make the difference? Well, it was a very ambitious attempt from Munetsi. He's got that in his locker, the ability to add goals from midfield, but from that kind of angle, asking an awful lot to beat the Kenyan goalkeeper. Haven't seen enough of that from Marshall Munetsi today. He's been perhaps a little bit inhibited. I'm sure that was part of the strategy by the Zimbabwe coach, Mikael Nace, to ensure that Munetsi just sits really alongside Rinamuta in the midfield. Munetsi again plays the pass to his left. Now then, this time there's space for Mazwanise to run into. Mazwanise from the angle looking to pick out a green shirt in the middle. It is going to be a corner, but that's a bit better from Zimbabwe. They're seeing spaces here as Kenya themselves try to commit men forward, looking for the opening goal. And maybe the breakthrough will come from one of these teams in a more open finish to this game. Well, Murwira is the player who will deliver the corner here for Zimbabwe. A goal now could be enough to take the 3 points. It's always felt like a game that would be a tight contest. God knows Murwira. With the in-swinging delivery, it nearly came to Kamabiliat. Well, I think Kamabiliat is perhaps annoyed with himself that he didn't make contact with that ball. In comes the cross, looking for Biliat once again. Might just fall this time. Well, it was Mazwanise with the shot, which was blocked crucially by the Kenyan defence. They've done that a couple of times today. Some brilliant last-ditch defending. I think it's Joseph Okumu who perhaps been winded by that block. Look at this first clearance. And then he gets up quickly and receives that shot from Mazwanise. Right in the chest. That is outstanding defending from the Kenyan captain to deny Zimbabwe the opening goal here with 10 minutes remaining. Joseph Okumu, who's been playing regularly in Ligue 1 in France for a good club in Reims, well run, and, competing high up the table there for the last couple of years. A real defensive stalwart for the Harambee Stars, just lacking a bit of quality at the other end today. Time then for another change to be made here. And it's a Zimbabwe substitution. Prince Dube, who's just joined the Tanzanian Giants, Young Africans, is the player coming off. And a straight swap up front for the visitors. Plenty of fresh legs on in attack now, but they've got more defending to do here. Odhiambo looking for the run of Odada. Finally breaking free and into the opposition penalty box. Richard Odada, a bit like Marshall Munetsi at the other end. Prince Dube off. And Douglas Mafumo of the South African side, Polokwane City, is the player who comes on. Kenya again, maybe this time. Otieno denied by a brilliant piece of goalkeeping from Washington Arubi. Well, this match is finally opening up, and Eric Otieno, who has not stopped running up and down that left-hand side all afternoon, getting on the end of the pass inside the box, and all credit to Zimbabwe's experienced goalkeeper Washington Arubi for racing out, narrowing the angle and making a save. Well, you've got to be brave, and Washington Arubi certainly was there, and he's proving that he's still got what it takes at this level, despite having recently celebrated his 39th birthday. Of course, for a goalkeeper, usually they can go on that bit longer. Kenya now looking to make more changes. Akumu looking to go wide for Odhiambo again. Eric Otieno making the run forward. Richard Odada, he fancied the shot, and that is a wayward effort from the midfielder, who is getting some much needed minutes under his belt today, because since his move to Dundee United in the Scottish Premiership, he's played very little at the beginning of the season, not yet deemed by his manager there to be fully up to speed. Sprinkling of supporters in the stands here in Kampala today. Well, Kenya waiting to be able to make the double substitution. Time then for those changes. Well, Jukabuya, another Young Africans player out on the field today, is making way, and so is Eric Otieno, who's put in a tremendous shift on the left-hand side. Olwin Terra will replace Abuya in the midfield, and Abu Domar is a left-back by trade. He will pick up the position vacated by Otieno on that left-hand side. Well, despite all the changes, despite chances at either end in the last few minutes, it is still 0-0 here between Kenya and Zimbabwe today. Odada losing out. Maybe an opportunity here for Zimbabwe. Held up by Mafumo. Falls for Munetsi, still alive. Rina Mota out to Jordan Zamura. Mafumo again trying to play it across the face of goal. It's going to be another Zimbabwe corner. Oh, Kamabiliat was the target of that pass from Douglas Mafumo. In fact, it is not a corner, and it is going to be Bernomondi to launch it downfield with just a few minutes remaining. We should have a good few minutes of stoppage time as well, of course. Confirmation of that substitution. Eric Otieno replaced by Abu Domar at left back, and Jukabuya making way in the midfield for Olwyn Terra, who is based in Armenia at club level. Rooney Onyango. Challenged by Richard Odada, was penalised by the Senegalese referee. Odada does need to be careful, having been booked earlier on. Now then, this might be the chance for Zimbabwe to finally get the breakthrough. Well, that shot was deflected, it nearly completely wrong-footed. Bernomondi, the Kenyan goalkeeper, and again, Zimbabwe looking dangerous when they get the chance to approach the opposition penalty box. Nolan Sendami, one of the substitutes brought on in the second half by Michael Nace, the Zimbabwe coach, trying to get the shot away. Here they come again. Mafumo looking to release Biliat. As we move now into the 90th minute of this game here in Kampala today. Mandela National Stadium hosting this game with Kenya as the home side this afternoon, and it will be Zimbabwe the home side in a few days' time when they face Cameroon in this stadium. These teams will meet again in November towards the end of the qualifying campaign, and it looks like it will probably shape up to be an interesting contest for qualification here. Cameroon, of course, one of the great names in African international football, multiple former winners of the AFCON, but they have been in a bit of a state of disarray on and off the pitch in Cameroon in recent times. Didn't really make a massive impact at the AFCON earlier this year in Ivory Coast. Namibia, meanwhile, did very well at the AFCON, making it beyond the group. Well, these two teams will be competitive, will look to make it back to the AFCON tournament. Kenya have certainly been there before, albeit just once in the last 2 decades. That was in 2019 in Egypt when they did beat Tanzania, but were eliminated from what was an extremely difficult group behind Algeria and Senegal, the two teams who went on to contest the final. We are into 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game today. Michael Nace, newly appointed coach of Zimbabwe, and aiming to lead them back to the AFCON. They were not able to take part in the last competition. Before that, they'd been to 3 in a row in 2017, 2019 and in Cameroon in 2022, albeit they failed to make it out of their group at any of those. Here's Biliat. Just unable to bring that ball under control. Owino. Well, Zimbabwe finishing this game stronger. Rino Mota with the interception. Ball out to the near side for Mazwanise. Looks for the overlapping run from Jordan Zamura. It's not held by the goalkeeper in the middle. And Akumu eventually clears it. It will be a corner, but shaky defending from the Kenyans. And still the possibility of a dramatic conclusion to this game. Zimbabwe looking for a stoppage time winner. Really important touch away from Akumu. Is this the chance that the Warriors were looking for? God knows Murwira trotting across to deliver this dead ball. Well, it might be now or never for one of these two teams to escape with the victory today from Kampala. The Zimbabweans will be staying here for the next game in a few days' time. What a huge boost it would be for them to snatch the victory at the end, but the corner from Murwira is horribly overhit, and ultimately that has been the issue today, just not enough quality in the final third. Abu Domar with the ball forward. Kenya again looking for the free kick, and again the referee playing on as the ball is lifted over the top, looking for the run of Sendami, and that will probably be that. Well, these two teams, credit to them, they've both tried to find a way to win this game. Just hasn't been the necessary quality in the opposition penalty box from either team. May still be time for one last chance for Kenya. Onyango trying to get away from Zamura. He conceded the free kick, and Michael Nays, the Zimbabwe coach, well, he looks frustrated. But on the whole, I think he can be quite encouraged by a lot of what he's seen from his team today. Given where the Zimbabwe national team have come from, Michael Nays has been in charge of Seychelles and Rwanda in the past, now looking to really help develop this Zimbabwean team. And they're off to a relatively encouraging start in their quest to make it to next year's Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. A goalless draw here today in Kampala with Kenya. The Harambee Stars deprived of home advantage today, forced to play this game in the Ugandan capital, and really, on balance, Zimbabwe were the more likely winners. They had a couple of decent chances in the first half, a couple of decent chances in the second half too. Kenya, plenty of hard work and effort from them, but just not enough quality. And Kamabilia still going strong. The veteran Zimbabwe will take plenty of encouragement from this result today. It finishes in Kampala. Kenya 0, Uganda 0.